is I would sit here and watch Dr. Jason Johnson come on, and he comes on like a rocket. You know, there's a little bit of Michael Eric Dyson energy in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's the political, and so I'm watching, right, and I'm just sitting here watching him say things about Justice Alito, and I couldn't help but look in the background. I'm like, wait a minute, is that?
Well, that's new.
Is that a Funko Pop on the thing? And I look even closer. I'm like, wait a minute, is that something that says Miles Morales? Is this dude like a legit blurred for real? Like, what are the Funko Pops? Talk to us about the collection, homeboy.
So I've got, and it's funny, you had another clip where I was on Joy where I got my Jon Stewart in the back. You guys can see, yeah, there you go. And that's there's nothing but Jon Stewart's back there. I got a whole bunch of them, pictures of grandma and everything, some artwork that I have. Heck, right here, one of my favorite artists. Like I said, I'm not in the proper space, but Ania Khan is one of my favorite artists. And he does a lot of stuff in DC. If you see like a beautiful mural anywhere in the DC metro area, it's probably by this brother. That's my art. That's my art. I have my whole office is filled with that sort of stuff. And here's the thing, like from a just purely creative standpoint, I have a black action figure collection. I don't like nothing but black stuff in my home, just to be raw. So, like, I have a black action figure collection that goes back to the 70s. I have an original Mego Uhura. I got an original Mego Falcon, all the way up to, like, the first Will Smith action figures from Independence Day. I got, like, a Blade from the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Sometimes I switch them up in my house. Like, I have every single version of Cyborg that's ever been turned into a toy, from the original Superpowers collection all the way up to the Night Begins to Shine version that you have from Teen Titans Go, right? I have nothing but black action figures and Funkos in my house. So that's just how I live. It gives me my sort of creative energy. I feel invigorated. I have a custom made Icon action figure that's made from Spawn's cape that I have at the back.
I was gonna ask about that. You have to have Spawn in your house, man. You have to have Spawn in your house.
Yeah.
So many variations of him.
Multiple variations of Spawn. Like, you name the black action figure. Honestly, one of the proudest figures that I have is a black astronaut Barbie that was made a year before Mae Jemison became the first sister in space.
What?
That's one of my favorites.
So you saying Barbie made Mae Jemison? It was the inspiration.
maybe she went to a Kmart in 1982 or something like that and saw it and felt inspired and was like, maybe I'll study some math. But yeah, so the Funkos are real, and I only collect black Funkos. They're all throughout my house. I just went and spent way too much money. I love the music ones, so I just got the Dream Lover Mariah Carey Funko, which is fantastic. I got the Mariah Carey Christmas ones. Yeah, if it's black, it's Funko. I got
it. And so let me ask you this: I sometimes will wear a shirt like this and walk through the airport hoping somebody stops me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hoping somebody's like, "Yo, did you watch Acolyte?" Like, are these flags that we're throwing up? Like, you know, when you know, because everybody has the backdrop. You know, sometimes you just put your book up, put your podcast up. I respect the fact that you're putting up. it's my man Jon Stewart. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, people like me are saying, they're like, "Yo."
Here's the thing. It's one of those really weird sort of like positives that comes out of tragedy. So remember, the only reason we look at anybody's backgrounds right now is because we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? A once in a century pandemic. So everybody start having to put together a studio at home. By the way, y'all, that is way the hell more complicated than you think. I had to like hire people to come into my house. You can't just set up a camera. You got to have a background. You can't be having like underwear and stuff like that. Like I said, I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of an interrogation room right now because my other studio is kind of over there in the house. But anyway, so when you start having to put together your own studio, you put your own stuff in the background. So I started putting up comics that I was reading, independent books. And as we were all locked down in the pandemic, I had people tweet me like, "Yo, that's that book." I've made friends off that. One of my boys is Rodney Barnes, who writes Philadelphia. We met because people saw that I had Philadelphia in the background, and then he and I started DMing, talk. Now he's like a very dear friend now because I was just displaying people's work that I respected. The Jon Stewart that I got is from Tweeterhead. They were like, "Yo, we see you got Jon Stewart stuff behind you all the time. We'd love to send you a statue." I was like, "Oh, hey, thank you." Like it's a lot of love and a lot of appreciation when people see the stuff that's put up there, and I'm flattered because I'm really just being me. And folks appreciate it. So I'm like, by the way, if I wasn't on TV, this would still be in my house. So like, it ain't for play. This is me.
Can we get like a video? You know what I'm saying? Like just, you know, nerd to nerd. Can we get like a video of like your space? You know what I'm saying? I want to see. I want to see your collection. I mean, I know.
I'm trying to figure out a way I can do that and move the camera in a safe way. Give me 2 seconds. You know what? I'm that bold. I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, live. Let's do it.
This is how much I love y'all. I'm actually right here, right now. This is one of the spaces that I've got.
Look, there's Mariah Carey.
Look at the Mariah.
So as you see over there, that is actually an original page from Static Shock in the 90s. And a good friend of mine actually gave that to me, and I got it framed. But I got a whole bunch of other stuff here. I got Mark Bernardin's Messenger. I got all my sort of Jon Stewart stuff here. I got Snoop Dogg, Black Panther, everything. And that is a small amount of my Funkos. I have too many spread between multiple locations that I live in. So yeah, that is, hold 1 second. That is that's just a brief tour of some of this stuff.
How long does it take to put your whole, well, we'll let you get together. How long does it take to put that collection together? You've been collecting all your life, or?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, Funkos has probably been 4 or 5 years. But the larger toy collection, because I spend my time in 2 locations. My larger toy collection is at one of my homes, and that I've been doing again since I was a kid. So some of that are toys that I've had since I was a kid, and some I've gone back and collected. So for example, you might see this on Instagram, you might see this on my Twitter at Dr. Jason Johnson. Like during May the 4th, I show off my Lando collection. Right. So I have an original Lando figure, and then I got like the ones that they remade in the 90s, and then I have like every single Lando from Donald Glover's to original. I mean, like I have all of that stuff. So if it's Lando, if it's Cyborg, if it's Jon Stewart, if it's Blade, I have like every version of it. I try to have, going from the X-Men toys, I try to have every version of Storm that I can, so I have enough sisters, but you know, you'll hear me talk about this. There need to be a lot more Black women superheroes kind of put on Front Street anyway, because some of their characters are so amazing, they just don't get enough attention.
100%.
Yeah. Storm is definitely mainstream, but I see you definitely are keeping it